Hello guys and welcome back to Senzo again. It is that time of the night. Guys, yabona ke sishuta kanje nje sishuta kanje because siqoshiwe studio. Siqoshiwe. We haven't been able to pay. We haven't been working. So, but hi guys, we'll kick you out. So savele satholi khosomba somewhere sashoot. Nisixolele. Nisixolele kakhulu. Things are tough here. But Emily, it's nice to have you back. Why are you sad?
Because my background is gone. I look. This look is not it. It's not the one that I had envisioned when I said this channel was going somewhere. Like it's not. I'm not happy with this. This is not making me happy. Like I can't even pretend I hate this background.
But you haven't.
I hate it.
We haven't been working, man, for how long, man? You know the gist.
But it's not entirely our fault. Like life got in the way.
Okay, right. But okay, today we're going to deliver come hell or high water in a nice spirit. I mean, should I say we are officially back? Yeah, we are back.
No, we are back. We are back. We have no choice. Bills need to be paid.
Right.
Bills need to be paid. But le background I'm not happy, guys. I'm not happy. But as khulumen ngomkhwanazi.
Yeah, let's talk about
Let
Mkhwanazi.
me forget about losing my background.
Exactly, Naomi. I see. So what is happening about Mkhwanazi?
Mkhwanazi is embroiled in a lot of drama. Like, I have never seen anything like it in my adult life. What I'm used to seeing it's happening with politicians most of the time.
Yeah.
Yes, the smear campaigns, the media being intensifying.
It's alleged smear campaign, right?
Can we say alleged?
Yeah.
I can't say alleged. I'm struggling to say alleged because the statements have been changed so many times. Remember, there was a previous story that we covered on the channel about 2 months ago. I think it was in January regarding General Mkhwanazi.
That they are coming for him.
Yes, and being accused of stopping an arrest of a certain KZN correctional facility person. And he interfered with the process, and how they made it seem it was like he was protecting this correctional officer from being arrested or stopping the arrest because he's protecting the alleged for doing whatever crime that they did.
Yeah.
But then he came and with a statement and also correcting the media to say that I cannot let this arrest go ahead knowing that it's not done properly, because at the end of the day it's going to go to trial, it's going to be taken to court, and then they're going to dismiss it because proper procedures were not followed when you arrested this person.
No. He was very wrong for saying that. Very wrong.
He was wrong.
No, he was very wrong.
Why?
As per cold case unit, you can conduct such things. You can literally go and barge into someone's house, pretend you are looking for something and you don't find, and you find something else. Isn't it like that?
In the cold case unit of Senzo trial.
Yeah, so you can go and
black plastic bags.
you find
everywhere.
black plastic bags. The other one sticks, the other one doesn't stick. It's okay. You continue as if nothing happened. So Mkhwanazi inkinga yakhe mina ngiyibonayo, and he's gonna have a lot of problems if he's one of those police that want to go by the book. You are going to have a lot of problems. Yeah, you must bend there and there for you to be a good lawyer.
So in this country,
A good police.
So in this country, every time you want to do your job properly or you want to do the right thing, or you want to follow the book and the law and do everything by the book. You are telling me that you must forget about it.
No, forget about that.
It's not going to happen.
No. The system will swallow you. It's not even a secret. Like, the system will swallow you. You there and there, you must also have a skeleton yan. What we all have smaller skeleton.
Skeletons.
That's how things should be on a normal day, I guess.
So if this is the case, then how many, or let me rather say, it seems like it's very few people that are left in law enforcement.
Very few.
In government.
And you know
who
what?
Want to do the right thing.
You know what? One rotten potato can ruin
the whole
sack. So, you know the gist. Meaning, bad overcome the good most of the time.
Someone said that now in the police, it seems like proper, upstanding, good citizens are no longer getting employed. It's almost like tsotsies are the ones getting employed. In fact, you have to be a tsotsi to be a police now, allegedly. Someone was saying that.
It is hard to disagree with that observation. It is very hard to really say that is not true. I mean, it is hard. I'm inclined to actually align with that person.
Are we in trouble?
We have been in trouble.
Now we're sinking deeper, ne?
Yeah. The signs of a collapsing.
With the removing of Mkhwanazi guy, who will be left standing?
Bela how lapho ke izobusa ke igengele the gangsters. They will rejoice, Bella. Happy.
And he was cleaning that whole hitman, the whole
gangsters thing.
Yes, Enanda. He was cleaning up.
And that thing is not even
it's not even covered by media. The Inanda. You said it last week when you were shooting. I was listening to the video and you were saying that it's not being covered by the media, and you're right. It's not. It's people on the ground covering it. It's blogs. It's YouTubers. People who are in mainstream media are not talking about it.
No.
It's like nothing is happening, and things that are happening in that township are scary.
Very scary.
And Mkhwanazi was assisting in cleaning that up.
Yes. Unfortunately.
And now look what was happening to him. They've
summoned
the media. They've summoned the media and they're making sure that he feels it. Well,
I guess one can try to be as not biased as possible and say, let the Lord take it. You know what I was going to say, right?
Take its cause.
Unfortunately, South Africa injalo nje. When things are happening, good things are happening.
We have to pretend.
But it has been our way of doing things. And I think the people that are doing good job, they end up leaving that position with names. In South Africa, luckily now we are at a situation that is a bit better in a sense that you get to hear two sides of the story on these YouTube streets, Facebook, and all that. Yes, there are those who get to be bought same way as the mainstream media is now and then bought to push a certain narrative. Yes. Unfortunately, you get those. Everything people do on YouTube, obviously there's going to be someone's going to hijack it and make it look different. We have those ones on Twitter, on TikTok, everywhere. Unfortunately, money still dictates how the game is run. But
look at what they were trying to do to Java.
But you cannot buy everyone, unfortunately. Other people are just adamant that they want to report the correct story.
News, yes.
So by so doing, then we get that balance. And they imagine without this, without the YouTube, without Facebook and TikTok, you'd be inclined. In fact, you would believe anything that is said on this mainstream. If mainstream media was still the ish.
Yes. There was a time I believed everything mainstream media was reporting and saying. I will be the first one to admit that to me, I took it like they tell no lies. They are for the public. They are objective. But now that we went through the system, we are learned a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we are able to get news from various sources. Social media is really helping a lot. You are able to get a balance of all the sides of all the stories that are happening, and you're able to make up your own mind and come to your own conclusion. Sometimes if you have the time, you research, right? You look deeper into the past of what happened before, and then you're able to make your own conclusion that is a bit sober and proper, because sometimes you feel that thing coming from the media that they are reporting in a very intense, biased manner.
Yeah, they do that now and then.
You get a sense that someone is not getting a chance to present their case. Already they are being labeled a certain thing before the trial even begins.
Yes.
And when you ask for the evidence during the trial, you find that the evidence is not there.
Yes. That's how things are. And you imagine then people who do not have time to go through these streets of YouTube
and take
then
the
be
headlines.
able to.
You will believe certain things about certain individuals that are really not true. And it has become complicated like that. Yeah, it has. And that's why we even exist. So IPID has backtracked on a report stating Police Minister Senzo Mchunu is behind the investigation into the so-called interference by SAPS Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. In a statement, the police watchdog said that it should be noted that the letter written to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi by IPID's acting head of investigations, that the police minister requested IPID to investigate the provincial commissioner, was erroneously written, meaning it was a lie. It was a mistake, which was a lie. Not erroneously. There was no error there. An error is when I misspell a name, or I misspell a certain word, or I decide to take something out of context. Not deliberately throwing an accusation at an individual and writing, and then after writing, reading it again, and then sending it to the media, and then getting it published. And then after 24 hours, after the Minister of Police says, I did not do that, is when I come and correct myself. That is not erroneously written. It was intentionally written.
To perpetuate a certain narrative.
Yes.
Because what this is telling us is that if you take it at face value, let's say you take the first theory says these people, in fact it says, in a sense, the minister is against Mkhwanazi, who is one of his good soldiers, if one may put it like that.
Yes, they're
And
both from
then
KZN.
now that makes him a bad minister. Already that makes him a bad minister.
Yes.
So this person is, in a sense, killing 2 birds with one stone. Probably saying, I don't know whether he's gunning for a ministerial position. If really there was such a thing, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. What would be the purpose of throwing Mr. Mchunu's name
in there
without his approval, without him saying that? That is not a mistake. In fact, bringing someone's name and then coming back and say the person would right to remain anonymous. What was the logic behind you throwing the minister's name? in a situation where, in our eyes as a society, where Mkhwanazi looks like this person that is being targeted, you know, that is how we are viewing it. Some of us, others obviously might view it different, but
And
I would
he has
like to believe
said
the
his
majority
piece as well, Mkhwanazi, that he is being targeted. He has said it. There are videos.
So now, if you are drawing the name of that person, of the minister, as a person who's pushing this agenda that Mkhwanazi seems to believe that is actually a target, what are you saying? In case that we look at Mkhwanazi as this person who's a savior, and then here's a minister that has been pulling the strides. But there are things that also Mkhwanazi said that made me also look at the situation differently.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. He was talking about the political task team, ne?
Yes.
The political killings task team.
That was dependent.
And
that's a whole nother rabbit hole on its own. Yes, there was a political task
then
team.
It seems as if he did not follow that line of the instruction from the minister. In a sense that you are saying that there were active investigations that were already happening. I find myself wondering here. You know, I support the minister more than I support Mkhwanazi there. You know, I don't believe that there should be such people who are getting special attention. I don't believe that if we work together, same years, I'm a lieutenant, you are a lieutenant, why should you be given a privilege over me? Why should you be given a privilege over me? Why should you be a special kid when that is treated or sleeping in hotels, going with protection and all that? I know they say being a police is a dangerous job. You need to be brave.
Yes.
Once you take an oath and say, this is what I'm going to do, you need to own up to it. It's like, imagine a soldier saying, I need a special treatment because no. You're putting your body on the line, and that's what you are signing up for. So it can't be that other people now all of a sudden, because you know the problem with this situation of protection, special what
yes.
For this task team, it also harbors criminality. You know, those ones who are doing this so that they can then protect people who do something, they know it's wrong.
Yes.
And then they go use the state to protect themselves.
Yes. State resources.
State resources. And we
unaccounted for.
And that causes
monies. They abuse them for their own benefit and protection.
You know, that's why some people can go to court and lie on behalf of someone as a police. Because you know, I've got a protection.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yes, and that is the crisis that we are unfortunately experiencing. And it's so in your face. Even if you try and say, but this cannot be happening, you try and be delulu. You understand? It's impossible, especially if you are following the trials that have this kind of forces in them.
Yeah. So that I think I'm agreeing with the minister here, and it saves a lot of money. It cuts a lot of money. That is a decisive thing to do, where you need to cut budgets. You cut unnecessary spending.
Yes.
And that is what the minister, I think, in this case, was trying to do
when he disbanded the political task team.
So by defying that, I find that I can maybe call you. Maybe there Mkhwanazi needs to rethink that thing. Maybe he needs to look at it and say, why would this person decide to discontinue this project? Yes.
Political task.
And what he did not do, Minister is not saying this police must go stay at home. They must continue with the job. but without these privileges that they were getting.
Yes, booking hotels, spending thousands and thousands and thousands under some form of witness protection, but it's witness protection for
So,
certain police officers.
I do not see where this can disturb the investigations that Mkhwanazi was talking about. I think for me, it was found wandering. Because all that I'm going to say is not saying cut off. No, it's saying we're not going to give you a budget for that. You know, you have your salary, maintain yourself with your salary, continue doing the job that you said you will be able to do.
Which is what the other political party in the GNU was also arguing about, that there was no need to increase VAT if you just monitor and cut out
Unnecessary
this
spending.
corruption, unnecessary spending
You know,
that is
people-
happening in government. The money that can be recuperated from that alone is
people
more than
deciding
enough.
to use petrol cards for their personal things, stuff like that we
Yes.
hear
Privileges
of
that don't make
on
sense.
the news. That is not
16 cards
yes.
for a deputy minister or something like that. Why
Cut
do we
the
even
de-
need a deputy minister?
Exactly.
To begin
That's
with?
that's the feeling. You know, that I think I agree with it. And then on the other side, yeah, Mkhwanazi, all right, in my opinion. All right, we need him. But also, with these political teams, task teams. No, I am NIU already. So let's continue with that line.
Yeah, at least the NIU iyasebenza yabo.
Eh.
Manje political task team, how many cases have they prosecuted in the last, let me say, 5 years?
You know, I find that these units that are created within the SAPS, they end up more than preventing crime, they end up harboring crime in a sense. One might say, yes, there is that feeling which they end up, because once they get used to that position, then you start now, you know, people they know which if let's say I'm in a taxi industry, for example, something might happen or we want to delete someone. If we know what we need to go to, obvious that person will be investigating his email. Eventually, we'll capture email. Eventually, we'll capture
That's
email.
scary.
Where you get instructions as a police, where now maybe you are new, you are busy investigating, you get a call from this person who's in charge and say, "Hey, leave that thing." You know, it creates that environment.
Yes.
Because we know you are specializing in this thing.
Yes. Or maybe you have a business that is affiliated with the task team
Some even yes.
that you are working in. I'm gonna take, for example, perhaps you are, let's say, maybe a hijacking unit, right?
Eh,
And you are also running some form of a security company.
company, yes.
It's already a conflict of interest. It's not looking good.
As a police, obviously you are supposed to protect the country. You will end up letting it happen so that your security company can get more jobs.
More jobs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, so there are some certain businesses that police officers honestly can't do, and also the corruption in itself, like what is happening within these units, these various units that they are opening up, and they require a lot of budgets. That's the thing about them. They spend so much money in these units.
Yes.
A lot of money is spent there. So this investigation is as a result of an anonymous complaint from the public. So we move from it being directly the minister who launched this complaint against General Mkhwanazi to now it being an anonymous complaint from a member of the public.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
A member of the public who's faceless, who
Who
doesn't have a
released
name,
this? Who released
who's
this?
anonymous. They don't have an identity. It's just a member of the public, a complaint from the public. Don't even say a member of the public, from the public. The public, as in Sonke, we are included in that. So IPID maintains that although it receives complaints and tip-offs from various sources, its investigations remain independent and impartial.
That's very interesting because last time I checked, you complained to IPID as an individual.
Yeah. It depends on who the police officer knows that you're complaining against. So
That person must be special, I complain once
Now-
from Mkhwanazi and then investigations just happens right away.
And they want a response from him when on Wednesday, and the minister responded to this on Monday. So he literally has like more or less 24 hours to write an affidavit to respond. So it has requested a written statement from the KZN commissioner by Wednesday and says it won't engage further until the case is concluded. So last year, a person who identified himself as a close associate of the police minister allegedly contacted Mkhwanazi to inform him of a probe that was underway. It related to a 2023 incident where he had intervened when a group of police officers, a deployment from national office.
Once you are up of it, you know where it's coming. You know where it's going.
Conducted a raid at the Kalagabusha prison premises. He was unaware of their operations until he received a call inquiring about it. Mkhwanazi discovered the team had found illegal substances in a communal dustbin, and a senior prison official was on the verge of being arrested. Worried about a potential civil claim against the SAPS, he advised officers to first conduct an investigation into the source of the illegal substances before making the arrest. So now we get the full story.
Yeah.
A full picture of what he actually stopped.
Yeah.
So they were
it's search with no warrant of arrest, with no warrant
there was
of
no warrant of search.
searching. Yes.
There was
So
no
that
search
that
warrant.
is why I think you worried about the civil claim. That part caters for that.
And you have to also note that this prison official knows their rights. They're in the law fraternity, right? So can you imagine the civil suit against SAPS?
But Kumlung is to tell this Sila because Boamaj, we're on him.
Now
He is
it's
the
his
one
fault.
who said people must not search the house without
But the fact that they're
the
from
search warrant.
national, the fact that they're from the national office,
Without the search warrant.
this sounds familiar. This sounds familiar.
If
But
head
ke
hunting was the person.
This thing of not doing search warrants, preparing the paperwork ahead. I mean, where are the prisoners going to run to? It's a prison. Why
No.
are you in a hurry to make arrests without warrants?
It feels very cold.
News articles about this interference were published in January, and Mkhwanazi flagged it as part of a smear campaign against him after certain investigations starting pointing his team in the direction of high-ranking officials in the National SAPS office. So the SAPS is also reportedly taking legal action against that newspaper. So Mkhwanazi made these submissions at the recent Portfolio Committee on Police meeting, and he said to date no one has been linked to the prison illegal substances or arrested with regard to that, which he believed validated his initial concerns. And it sounds like this national police officers who wanted to make the arrest at the prison, they did not do investigations according to what I am reading here. They did not do any investigation to find out the source of the illegal substances and where they were coming from.
Yeah.
Did they question anybody? They just wanted to arrest that correctional official.
Right? Is it? I think it's a woman, right?
I don't know whether it's a female or
It
a
feels
male.
like it's a female.
So they just wanted to make arrest. They just wanted to arrest her. So without doing an investigation.
I wonder what you Beyonce Winzin. It just doesn't come like that nje ukuthi kuyenzeke nje in this country. But again, asazi we who are we to judge? We will listen, we will wait.
We'll wait. So in the same meeting, Mkhwanazi also indirectly challenged Mchunu's sudden decision to disband the political task team, which Mr. Anonymous, you addressed earlier on, that maybe it's not such a good idea.
No, it's not.
Especially if you're not gaining anything from it, in my opinion, because hey, this political task team had a lot of scandals. Too much was going on there. Too much. If you read on it, a lot was happening there. So by saying that he would take orders from his commander, the national commissioner, so he implied that anyone else trying to make operational changes could be at risk of defeating the ends of justice. Mchunu did not directly reply to these comments during the meeting, and IPID is one of the 4 agencies which reports to the police minister. So yes, IPID took it upon themselves to say that Mkhwanazi needs to be investigated because they got this from a member or members of the public.
No, Mkhwanazi, mina, I feel like la wrong. As much as we think he's a hero, but la wrong. He's playing
Just
politics.
Mr. Anonymous to
No,
say
he's
what needs to be said.
He's playing politics here. With this one, I think he's playing politics. It's not his position to defy a minister. It's not his position. You can report. It's like, what he's saying is like, I can defy a CEO just because I'm reporting to some blind manager somewhere. That is wrong.
It's wrong.
That is wrong. It's not painting him on a good side. Because now what happens now is that you are going to get a lot of attacks.
Yes.
And I can tell you, coming out alive or coming out of those attacks and live to tell the story, it's not a simple thing, because we are talking about politicians now. Dirty job, they know how to do it. So you don't want to have such. Even if there is a war between the two, I don't think it's wise to show it.
It's not. It's not. You must just stay away from politics. I feel that if you are a professional, you must just
at this point in time, I don't
much.
think it's a position that is attainable, the one of the minister. I don't think it's attainable because you're not affiliated, right, with any party. Not unless you are. But if you are not, and we are not, even if we are affiliated, but you're not an active member, it's far-fetched for you to actually attack that person. I mean, for what good reason?
It won't benefit him.
It won't benefit you. More than anything, it will bring you problems,
which have already started. Yes. So guys, let us know what you think about General Mkhwanazi and what is happening with regards to this alleged smear campaigns and everything else. Until the next time, it's a bye from us.
Yes.